Hey guys, this is a quick YouTube video I decided to make of the Capcom figure collection that I recently got in the mail not too long ago. I got these off of eBay for 50 bucks for all of them, and actually, you might have already seen my video, but I already have Zero. I already made a video about Zero, and I got another one in the mail. So this one came with it. I kept them inside his box, just because he'd be worth more money. So, I might not be selling him. I might be just keeping him. But if you guys are interested, just give me a call, and I'll probably sell them to you if you want me to. Anyway, on to the figures. I plan on making this video really short, but there's not much to say about these guys, to be honest. They look absolutely amazing. I'll just show you X first, since he's a leader. Alright, so X. It's X. He looks very nice. The detail is very good. These figures aren't very big. If you guys plan on buying these, and you're wondering how big they are, they're actually very small. Here, I'll show you a size comparison in a minute. Alright. Here's X from the Jazzwares figures. These guys are only an inch tall, and in comparison to the other one, he's actually much shorter. Therefore, saying is that the plastic on these guys is slightly weaker than these ones. These ones are rock hard. And you can tell that by the paint, this one's more metallic, and this one's more like a soft kind of paint to it, I guess. I can't really explain it. But these are very nice set of figures. And the other figure I had is a model kit of Megaman, or should I say Rockman. But the model kits are quite decent size as well, and just you can tell how tiny these guys really are. And that being said, you can actually realize how much good job Capcom did on the detail. So, there's only a couple complaints I have about these figures, is that sometimes they fall apart easily. Like X's arm falls off very easily, and I don't want to demonstrate that because it's very hard to get it back on. Other than that, there's a few white spots. You won't be able to see it on the camera, but there's a few white spots on them that they kind of missed on the paint, which is no big deal because you can't even notice it unless you look at it really close. Another thing is that for some reason, I guess they missed the paint on his neck, because I know X has like a black thing around his neck. That's no big deal. No one's really going to notice that and point that out. But other than that, X, it's just X. He looks pretty badass. Like, he looks just like he would on the front cover of X8. I have a little cold, so please excuse my sniffing. Now, in case you guys are wondering, since Zero in the other box had a different pose, this one, I made him look like the one from the front cover of the game. They do have articulation, but if you get these, I don't recommend that you move their body parts around, because they might get loose and they might fall off very easily. So this Zero, I'm going to leave him alone. But they did a great job on the hair. I like the hair a lot. Not much to say about this one either. They did a great job on the detail. I'm going to move his arms out of the way so you can see his face. He still looks pretty cool like that. But the focus would get him. I guess not working. Is it? Oh. I guess not. Oh, there we go. There he is, the Zero. He looks kind of grumpy and mean, like he should. I'm glad he looks like that, because it's Zero. He's supposed to look like that. I plan to keep him like that, even though you can't see his face. He looks more like a badass. Now I'll show you my favorite. Axel. I'm not really an Axel fan. I prefer mainly Zero. But You know, they did a fantastic job on Axel. I gotta be honest. Like, they did a very good job on detail. Like, there's not much I explained about this figure, just something about it I really like. Like, I always liked guns. Like, guns are, like, really cool in my opinion. So, you know, Axel, I kind of favored him because he has his pistol. One thing I don't like about this figure is that I wish that they included both his pistols, like he should have in the games, but instead he has one pistol, but, you know, I'm not really complaining about that. I think it's alright. But he has articulation too, but his arms and legs fall off, his head falls off very easily. He came with gliders. They snap on, but since they're very difficult to put on, they also fall off very easily, which is why if you ever want to get these figures, you gotta be very fragile with them. Otherwise, if you are rough with them, they will probably break. But considering how expensive they usually are, I would definitely not trust a 10-year-old with these things. Now, in case you might have noticed, Palette is extremely short. Like, she's like a little kid. By the way her voice sounds in the game, she does sound like a little kid. But she's probably one of the most annoying characters I've heard in the game, but also one of the most useful characters. Probably one of my favorite navigators because she helps you find the armor and I think like the rare metals and stuff. Anyway, you know, they did a great job on the detail and all, and another size comparison, you can actually tell how tiny she is compared to X. They're almost exactly the same size. Almost. She is on a platform, but, you know, whatever. Let's see, a palette. The only thing is, her arms do fall off very easily, which is why I'm being careful with them as usual. One thing I noticed is that when I got out of the packaging, her little things on her head kind of collapsed. They're like stuck right there. I can't really move them because I might ruin the plastic. But this figure is very nice. I like it. I do wish they made her a little bit taller and not like a little kid, but, you know, I think it fits pretty well because Palette is kind of a little kid anyway. Now here's Alia. Pretty much, I like Alia in Megaman X8 because when she started out in Megaman X5, she was actually very annoying because when have you ever played X5 and just listened to the dialogue or read dialogue? I always skipped over it. It didn't mean anything because Alia used to bug the shit out of you. And same thing in pretty much X6. She will not leave you alone. Not until it reached X8 where actually I decided to listen to what she had to say because they made their voices sound more interesting. You know, they don't sound like a bunch of, you know, blah blah blah, read this, read that. You couldn't really skip over it. So it's just nice that they included that. Anyway, onto the figure. Not much to say, it's just Alia. You know, you're pretty much navigator, I guess. Yet they all have articulation. There's not much you can do with this. Arms are very stiff. I don't feel like moving it. It feels like they're glued in place, so I might break it. But yeah, they did a great job on these figures. I can't say much about it other than it looks nice. That's basically it. I mean, the only thing left is a layer. I say definitely not the best for last, I guess. You know, for some reason every other Mega Man fan likes a layer. I don't really like layer that much. You know, it's just another navigator. I always went solo because I don't feel like listening to them talk all the time. Considering that I beat the game like 30 times. But one thing I noticed is that they put a little extra detail in the layer. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera. Probably can't. Yeah. But when I got Lair and I started looking at her more, when I first opened her out of the box, her hair like sparkles on it and stuff. It probably went away from me like touching it so much. But It had sparkles and like glitter on it. I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose because it was brand spanking new. But you know favoritism. You can see her eyes on anything. It's probably because of the shading. You can barely see it. Yeah, you can barely see it, but her eyes show up a little bit. Other than that, not much else to say about this figure at all besides articulation as usual. This is just something that you can have in front of your PS2, Xbox, whatever the hell you have. That's sit in front of your TV, and while you're waiting for the game to load, you can just stare at these all day, all day long. Like I said, these things are kind of expensive. If you go on eBay now and look them up, you'll probably find like, pallet for like 20 bucks. X is probably like, 50, I guess. But I got Zero from Italy off of eBay. I was bidding them. I think the bids went up to at least $60 or $70 for him. And we're bidding like 10 people here. But I really appreciate the guy who sold these to me. Special thanks to my mom, I guess, because she ordered these for me. I told her I'd pay for it, but she told me I didn't have to. So, thanks for that. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything, if you want to know where you can get these at, I'll post a link in the description. I'll put a link in the description of my other video. I made a review of Zero. It doesn't have any audio, it's just music and, video. Not much to say about these guys, really, than just they look cool as hell. But like I said, there's a few rumors I heard. I'm not sure if they're true or not, but I'll tell you about them real quick. They have a white axle, a red X, and a black Zero. I'm not sure where to get them. One of my friends told me to get them. I'll post it in the description. I think this is the right site. But you can... It's a pack of 6 of these guys, but it's a random box. You can get... Inside the box, it's a random figure. You'll get one of the 6 figures, but in the description it tells you that out of the 6 figures, there's 3 secret figures. So that pretty much means white axle, red X, and black Zero. So, if you guys want to get a black Zero or white axle, then maybe you have a chance of getting it. But there's a rare chance that you will get one of those exclusive figures. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's real or not. It could be a rumor, it could be fake. I'm not sure. I've seen pictures of it on eBay. I've never seen the black Zero. I've seen the red X, and I've seen the white axle. As far as I know, it's just color change. So if you're a good artist, or if you can paint really well, or if you've done the Gundam figures before, then I recommend just buying another axle and just painting over them. Because the last thing you want is to spend over 50 bucks on buying the same figure over and over again and not getting it. So, that being said, I want to conclude this video real quick and tell you guys that if you're a Megaman fan, and if you like Megaman X8, I highly recommend that you buy these figures any day. If you have $50 in your back pocket and you're willing to spend it on these. You will not be disappointed. Thank you, and goodbye.